Hello, West Coast Doug here. Today we're going to show you how to save some electricity, or at least how I save electricity. There's many ways of doing it, but what I tend to do is implement several of the different options available to me to optimize my power savings without really changing my lifestyle whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take a look at my PG&E bill for the last 3 months versus the last 3 months last year, and then we'll go from there. Okay, for February, March, and April of this year, we've used or paid $51.65, $42.60, and $43.66 in electricity, compared to last year's for the same 3 months. $91, $44, and $54 is the savings, but I paid $142, $96, and $99. So it's almost $200 in 3 months savings. So let's show you how we did it. Okay, one of the first things I did was went around and changed out all the light bulbs to the fluorescence. This is a 15 watt. It puts out about 60-70 watts regular light bulb power, so it does a really good job. But these were still quite bright, and pulling 15 watts, I thought we could probably do a little better, so I spent a little extra money and got 7 watts, replaced all these with 7 watt bulbs. You know, you had to hear everybody itch and complain about it for about 2 days, but they got used to it. I think my son actually, though, went and grabbed another one of these and put it in his room. Gonna have to check. But anyways, another thing, exterior lighting. This is a solar powered floodlight that I use in the front yard. Put the solar panel up on your highest point of your roof, more than likely, so it gets maximum sun. It charges a small battery pack that's contained inside of here. It fully charged is supposed to last for 8 hours solid. I haven't quite had to test that yet. I have mine set for about 15 seconds, so the range is about 8 feet, so you get about 8 feet to the sensor and it turns on. It doesn't come on during the day, which is great. My actual house lights that I had in there that I replaced with these were 2 60 watt regular bulbs, so you can imagine the power that was taken compared to this using no power. But anywho, that's one other thing. Another thing is, I can't stress these enough. They're worth their weight in gold. Even if you pay full price, which is about $80 for one of these guys, you're still coming out ahead. The light on this alone, when I take this to work and charge it up, if I only use it for lighting in my hall at night, because my wife will not allow a light not to be on in the hallway in the evening, this light has lasted 8 days without having to be recharged. It finally went out last night. My wife I woke up and the hallway light was on. I turned it off and I turned this back on. It was on. Stayed on for like another hour and a half or so before it shut back off. So also, you know, it has a small inverter in here, which is great for my son's 27-inch TV in his room. Easily is run by this. The 42-inch flat panel, not so much. It'll last about, on a full charge, maybe an hour, which is not that great. So if you have flat panel TVs, I suggest, how I used to have it was in the bedroom, where I didn't watch it so much and I just had the regular TV in the living room, but I blew that one up somehow, so the flat panel ended up in the living room, which is now most watched television, and I expect my bill to go up just a little bit. But I've saved so far with this. Now, all I do is take this to work, charge it up during the day, bring it home. Now, a lot of people have chargers, so if you're like me, you like to charge your cell phone at night when you're sleeping. Well, plug it into here with your car charger, and you're saving that little bit of power. And believe it or not, it's going to add up to a lot over the course of the year. So that's this guy. I have another one, so one second. Here it is. It's another small one. This one you can get at Harbor Freight, along with the solar floodlight. Costs about $40, if I didn't mention that. This guy I actually use in my car. I don't use it anywhere else, really. I just took it out of my car, but I plug my navigation system into it, charge this up at work, plug my navigation or whatever else I need to plug in to my cigarette lighter. You know, it may sound frivolous, but the amount of power over a course of a year is going to add up to, you know, a couple gallons of gas, which nowadays is quite a bit. So the next thing to save power, the inside. We'll go show you that next. Standby lights. Shut them off. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that would normally have a standby light on that aren't on right now. Computer's on, but I'm editing. Anyways, get them on a power strip. Shut the strip off. You're gonna have to wait for your stuff to power up, mainly your cable box, if that's what you're watching. But turn them off. It comes out to a lot of money. But like I said, this room alone, this is 8 indicator lights that aren't on. Correction, that was 5 indicator lights. 6 if you count the power strip. But anyways, you get the picture. You add those up per room. Most every room has a good sized television, DVD player, cable box in it. At least at my house it does. And I got 4 bedrooms, and my 4th bedroom actually is being used as a music studio. And when I went in there and counted all the indicator lights that were on there, I was surprised. 15 indicator lights. Some units had 2 or 3. So when I got rid of all of those turned off and I saw my first bill, I thought it was money in the bank. But it makes a big difference. Of course, I have a 10 battery pack over there that's being charged by solar and soon to be wind also. But I don't necessarily take that power in the house at this point, at least not much in the last 3 months. So my savings aren't reflected by that at all, affected by that at all. I pretty much use that power now outside for charging up batteries, you know. It's real. If for some reason I forget to charge it up at work or what have you, and I get home and I'm doing a project, usually on the weekends, and I lose power in a battery, and I grab the other one and it's dead, well, I plug it in over there and charge up the batteries for free. You know, just every little bit helps, and doing your part to reduce carbon emissions and so on and so forth. Which brings me to alternative vehicles. I actually have one. The 08 Silverado. It runs on ethanol, and in California, ethanol is not real easy to come by. But I was fortunate enough I live not 2 miles away from one of the Chevrons that offers it. When gas was really high last summer, I was loving it. I was paying at least $1 a gallon, less than everybody else that was buying regular fuel. Plus, it keeps your internal engine parts almost completely clean. Since gas has come down, the ethanol hasn't. So it's kind of a concern to me, because I know how much it costs to make it, and I know how much they're selling it for, and the two aren't adding up. But anyways, the ethanol will soon be made out of corn stalk, weeds, just about any yard waste you can come across. There's technologies that are coming out that are going to make that possible. So ethanol will be huge. Electric vehicles, you know, charged by solar. You know, a lot of people have electric vehicles now. but how many of them are actually charging with solar? A small handful, especially considering that only 1% of the American population has gone solar. So we hope to see that change in the industry soon. So I hope this video helped you out, and we'll have some more tips as they come along. So for now, it's West Coast Doug. We'll see you later.